So today we are going to cover the cool stuff that we are doing between Signature IP and Siemens hardware platform. So first, the goal is the world is getting very complex. Silicon design is getting way complex. So silicon design is going into monolithic silicon design and also chiplet based silicon design to build scalable systems. So that is where things become way complex. So how do we handle that part? So let me ask you a few questions. The first question is, hey, do you have challenges exploring deadlock free optimized data flow SoC architectures? So when you are designing a silicon either in a monolithic way or a chiplet way, there are architectural issues. So how do you want to overcome those architectural issues just to start with? That's the first question we architects want to know. Is there something out there which will help them to navigate through the complex game of coming up with optimal architecture for their design? Then the next question, once the architecture is fixed, it comes to the logic guys, logic design engineers and the physical design engineers. They have to implement the whole thing that architect came up with. So how does that happen? So that is where it's kind of bottom up. It has to be implemented correctly in terms of timing, congestion, functionality, whatever architect came up, whatever architect came up with. So that's also pretty significant. So as you can see, on a top down way, architects have a problem. How can they make sure that they have a optimal architecture for the system that they want to design? Then in the bottom up way, how can a physical design engineer implement that in actual silicon, which is kind of timing friendly, power friendly and area friendly? So now, if the answer is yes to both of these questions, you are at the right spot talking to us at Siemens booth and going over the Signature IP platform that we are building to overcome these challenges that SoC folks have using Siemens platforms. So now let's go over some of the challenges, right? What we face on the architecture side, on the logic side, and on the physical design side. So you can look at any complex SoC, right? Any complex SoC, the baseline IP of any complex SoC is a NOC, network on chip, and everything happens around the network on chip. And what is that everything happens around the network on chip? Let's explain that a little bit, right? So the first thing is you need to have a de facto host interface to connect to the NOC. So that is where you need something like PCI Express. You can see host side, it's a PCI Express, that's the de facto standard, which is pretty critical for you to connect to the SoC. And then the next thing that's emerging, that's CXL. So CXL is also getting pretty equally critical. The reason being there is a situation here where you need to expand the memories. The memories are never enough. You need to have expandable way of adding more memories. That is where CXL comes in. So as you can see, that's there in the bottom. And for us at Signature IP, as you can see, we focus on these three IPs, NOC, network on chip, PCI Express starting with Gen 6 and CXL starting with 3.0. So these are all cool IPs that we are pretty focused on, and using these cool IPs, we are developing a scalable platform which will help you to automate the designing of monolithic silicon to start with, and it can be expanded to designing chiplets, which will help you to design scalable systems. And again, those things we are doing leveraging Siemens hardware infrastructure, Siemens software infrastructure that Siemens has. So as you can see on the architecture side, the challenges are usually on the optimal data flow, optimal PPA. Then on the logical side, it's quality of service, deadlock. Those things are pretty critical. Then on the physical side, it's congestion and timing. Those things are pretty critical. And for us, as a company working with Siemens, we are trying to figure out how we can simplify these complex problems. This is something I will talk to you in the next few slides. So just to give you a glimpse of who we are, who Signature IP is. So the company got founded in 2021. It's a spin-off of Marquee Semiconductor. It's a spec to silicon design service company. And right now the company has got 5 locations. So Signature IP is a global company, and then the expertise at Signature IP is significant. So the team at Signature IP, they come with significant years of experience in designing processors, designing complex SoCs and chiplets. And then again, like I said, the focus is on 3 IPs at the moment: interconnect/NOC IP, interface IPs for PCI Express and CXL. So now, right, I told you the problem, how complex it is. Now let's understand how do we solve these problems. So first thing these complex problems need to be solved if we can break the complex problem down into easy baby steps. That is where we want to make sure that the complex problems are comprehended and we can break it down into baby steps. That is where the easiness comes in. And then as you can see, the third point is, when we make a complex problem easy, it is very easy to proliferate. It's very easy to proliferate, not just in a complex SoC market, but in kind of even a low end SoC market. If you want to design an SoC today, it should be slam dunk. That is where we come in, working with Siemens platform. And with all the with easy, with simplification, what's the result here? You can accelerate your design and you have a time to market advantage. This is how we do things. SoC design made easy with Signature IP platform tool. So how do we do that? So first, we have a platform that we have created wherein you go ahead and define your architecture, what silicon you wanted to implement. That is, your definition comes in. So once you have that, then you have to validate it. Validate is like design rule check, that's in the physical domain world. So we have a set of rules that we have made sure that architecture has got optimal data flow, architecture is PPA optimized, architecture is deadlock free. So all those things we do upfront at the architectural stage. That is where the validation comes in. So once you validate, then you explore as an architect, right? First thing I want to know is what is my power, what is my performance, what is my area numbers. It's an approximation that I need to have before I go ahead and sign my architecture off for the implementation guys to do integration, logic design and physical design through sign off. So that is where exploration comes in. Once you finish your exploration, right, what is the next step? Next big step is simulation. So you have to simulate. So you have to simulate using industry standard simulators, and using Siemens, you can simulate using Questa. Now after you simulate, even before you go ahead and implement, you can see the last but one step is implementation. Before you implement, you want to make sure that emulation happens correctly, prototyping happens correctly. These are pretty significant steps for any complex SoC before you tape it out. So that is where we made sure that we have a platform integrated with Siemens platform, wherein it's easy to do emulation and prototyping. We will go there for in a moment. So emulation. So we have ready to use integration with Velocity, Strato and Strato CS. So use all Signature IPs are ported to Siemens Velocity, Strato and Strato CS, so that it's easy to emulate your complete SoC. And then the next thing is prototyping. Prototyping is a similar way. We have ready to use integration with Velocity Pro FPGA CS and Primo CS, that will help you in hardware prototyping, that will help you in software prototyping. And beyond emulation and prototyping, once you sign this off, then you are in the implementation phase. And even in the implementation phase, you can leverage the flow that Siemens has with OSS and Aprisa. That is where implementation will come in. And once you do all those things, you do a physical design sign off and tape out your GDS. Please sign up to this URL called inoculator.ai. So that's the platform that we are building at Signature IP to automate the building of silicon. So it is all on the cloud. So you can sign in. It is free for you to sign in and play around with the tool and experience how the tool can help you in designing your silicon tomorrow. So this is where signature IP development challenges come in, right? So all those things are addressed by the flow that we just mentioned: functional testing, subsystem testing, testing for scalability and configurability, performance analysis, and creating reference platform. So our thinking is using a signature IP inoculate.ai platform combined with a Siemens platform, so HAV platform. So how we can combine to make sure that we have a integrated compelling platform to design a silicon which will have a big time to market advantage. So how is signature IP leveraging the Pro FPGA platform? So Pro FPGA provides signature IP a path to prototype its PCI 6.0 solution. So PCI 6.0 is a pretty complex system. So it could be, and if you want to build a subsystem using PCIe 6.0, it has to be scalable to all the needs of the SoC. So that is where we come in, and our engineers actually this whatever we have done with Pro FPGA platform, this enables the signature IP engineers to achieve multifold productivity and excel in the workspace. This is pretty critical. You need to enjoy your workplace, what you are doing, and this is something we will provide together to you. And that is where this flow, this path, it enables a scalable path from single to multi FPGA prototyping. Pro FPGA is a multi FPGA based system, and so if when the design complexity grows, we can partition your design automatically so that it scales across multiple FPGAs for a seamless prototyping experience. And then the next thing, right, with all those things being said, things become very complex, right? But that is where we come in. We wanted to simplify the complex problem that you have. And that is where at the end of the day, we want to see happy customers using our tools and platforms and IPs. And you are the winner. So that being said, here is the demo that you will be seeing. So it's a PCI 6.0 demo running at 8 GTS flow using Pro FPGA platform. So design is done using Vivado because it just needs one FPGA. If you need multiple FPGA, we go ahead and use VPS to partition the complex design that you customer has. So once you do the bit file using Vivado, then you program the bit file in the Pro FPGA builder, and then you bring up your PCI design, and then you do your memory write read and DMA things like that, all the testing. So this is the demo that you will be seeing. So this is how the demo look like. So as you can see, the hardware Pro FPGA VU19P is in the middle, that connects to the host PC on the right side, and then the laptop on the top left, top middle. That is how we program the bit file through Ethernet interface. So PCI 6.0 controller is inside that, and we run traffic through host PC. Please contact us for any emulation and prototyping requirement that you have. We will help you through hardware, software, and the IPs through all these platforms that we have at Siemens. That software prototyping with Pro FPGA and Primo, hardware emulation with Veloci Strato CS, hardware prototyping with Veloci Primo CS, then finally automated solution with Siemens hardware and signature IPs. Thank you.